Morning, it's Wednesday. I'm Wayne. Welcome to Wednesdays with Wayne, brought to you by the Real Estate Business School, where you get your license and learn to use it. This is the learn to use it part. So before we get started, as always, I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for showing up. You have my commitment as always. I do my best to make sure your time is well spent. Um, Ignore the earbuds. They're literally supposedly microphones so that the sound is of higher quality when this is finally ultimately, if it is ever produced. And forgive my notes. This is a huge subject we're going to go into, and I want to do my best to make sure you get the most out of it. So I got to stay on track because my mind tends to wander. So this will keep me focused to a degree. So thank you for showing up. Today is about how to build a sales funnel. Now, I don't really like the word sales funnel, the words, that phrase sales funnel. I don't think it should be called a sales funnel. I think it should be called a decision funnel. And the reason why is, what is the number one purpose of marketing? It's to get your prospects to become customers by making a decision, right? I mean, we want them to make a decision and we want them to take an action. So if you want more details on that, you can go to our YouTube page, Real Estate Business School, and watch a video I made called The Two Sides to a Business. And the two sides to a business will show you how to create the outside perception and how to build the inside system so that they match, so that your customers come away with a feeling of wow. They come back and bring people with them, and they come lifelong clients, or what I call raving fans forever, who come back and bring people with them and refer you to everyone they know. So to me, this is the key to marketing, is get them to make a decision, get them to take an action. It's not a sales funnel, it's a decision funnel. But if I call it a decision funnel, people go, "Why? What's a decision funnel? What is he talking about?" So I call it a sales funnel so you know what I'm talking about. It ain't a sales funnel, it's a decision funnel. So, and the reason why is because we want to make a decision. So now what decision do we want them to make? I'm going to do business with you. That's it. So to me, that's what marketing, the whole function of marketing, it's the purpose. The reason we do all this is to get someone to buy something. And to me, ultimately, what we want to do is sell more stuff more often to more people for more money. That's it. So I think we need to have a marketing campaign that does that. So the question is, what business are you in? And when I talk to people, there seems to be sometimes a degree of confusion as to what business they're in. I do a lot of work with real estate agents and brokers and investors and other developers, and trying to figure out, how do you get the message out? What's the message that resonates? What are people looking for? So the first question I ask is, what business are you in? And a lot of them don't really know. So if you're in residential real estate, I'll just say to you, you understand that if you're in residential real estate, that houses have nothing to do with your business. It's not about the house. If it was the house, there'd only be one floor plan, right? But it's not the house. There's more to it than the house. So what is it? So we need to understand what business we're in. And I think if you're going to have a business today, because the world has gotten so complex and so complicated, it's harder, and we have more choices, and we live in a capitalist society for now still, thank you. And because of that, what capitalism does, it breeds innovation, because it creates a reward for merit. It creates a reward for helping other people solve problems. There's a financial reward for innovation and building and running a business properly. That's why most people do it. And that reward's in direct proportion to the value that you add or the problems that you solve. So if you're not making enough money, you're not adding enough value, or not solving a big enough problem, in my opinion. So that's how I see the world. So to me, it's gotten so big, it's gotten so complex, because we have a financial reward that breeds competition. Competition breeds innovation, because the only way you're going to get your stuff sold is to be better. So you want to get better, you have to constantly be innovating and marketing. And this is what Peter Drucker said: innovation and marketing, only two things that make a company money. Everything else is an expense. So if we can agree with that, and we think marketing, to me, marketing is the number one skill to have for that reason. Because, and I'll ask you to come from your own experience. Would you rather be, would you rather hear a sales pitch and be closed, or would you rather have some educational materials that help explain what the product does and how it benefits you so you can decide? Well, it's the latter, right? Of course. So that's why I think when you talk about skills, I believe marketing is the most important skill to have. Some people say it sells. Now that's fine. It's just my opinion. My opinion is marketing's number one skill because people don't like being sold. Most people don't like salespeople. Even salespeople don't like salespeople. I'll give you a perfect example. Okay, if I say the word, when I say the word salespeople, most people, when you do your marketing, think about it like this: the mind thinks in pictures. So when I say the word cat, do you see a picture of a furry little animal meowing and running around your house, asking for attention, always on the wrong side of the door? Or do you see the words CAT? The chances are you have a picture of a cat, one you have or one you wish you had. Or maybe one you're glad is gone. I don't know. These things make me crazy. Nonetheless, the mind thinks in pictures. So what when you do is paint a picture. So here's a picture. When I say the word salesman, what picture pops into your mind? That's it. Now describe the picture. Like in 5 words or less, just say what describe the picture. Just say it out loud. What are the words that come to your mind immediately when you think of the words salesman? A picture pops into your mind. Describe the picture. That's it. Okay, that's long enough. Now, if you have positive words, that's great. You have a positive outlook on salespeople. If you have negative words, you have a negative connotation on salespeople. Therefore, subconsciously, you will never really want to be seen as a salesperson, right? I mean, it makes sense. So, what we don't mind being seen as educators, people who want to help people solve problems, as teachers, educators. So, to me, marketing is the number one skill to have for that reason. Most people don't like salespeople. Most people don't like being sold and closed. They want to be educated so they can choose. So if the marketing is good, the sale becomes easy. If the marketing is poor, the sale becomes hard because you got to convince them. You don't have to convince them. You don't have to close the deal. This is old 1980s, old, obsolete, irrelevant, old, tired formula. No. Today, in my opinion, with this flood of information, most consumers are asking themselves, why should I do business with you? And if you can answer that question, they will. If you provide what they want and you solve the problem they have, and I'm really big on solving a problem because if you look at all the things around your house that you bought, just look around right now, look at all the stuff you own. Most of it you bought to solve a problem. So we want to solve problems, we want to add value. So your marketing should be educational. What do you do? How do you do it? Why do you do it that way? And what's the benefit to the consumer? And what's most important of all those? Benefit. So you got to target it. So the first question is, who's got your money? Who has your money? You figure out that market, then you create the educational campaign, the program, the email campaigns, all the marketing pieces, everything is designed to educate that market about who you are, what you do, how you do it, why you do it that way, and the benefit to them. It's education. So it's amazing because most people are better at writing wedding announcements than they are writing ads. I noticed this. I got a wedding announcement the other day, and it goes, I look at it and I read it and I go, this is supposed to be a wedding announcement. It's actually a pretty good ad. And the reason I say that is because it's got all the characteristics of an ad, right? It's got what are we doing? Who are we doing it with? Why are we doing it? Where are we doing it? When are we doing it? And here's your call to action. It actually has a call to action, right? It's RSVP. So this is great. So they probably did it accidentally. I don't know if they knew what they were doing, But subconsciously, we know that if you want people to make a decision, which is RSVP and come to our wedding, then we've got to educate them, right? I mean, we have to tell them, okay, here's who, this person and that person, here's what, they fell in love. Here's what we're going to do, have a wedding. Here's where we're going to have it, place. Here's when, day, date, time. And here's how you get a seat there, RSVP. Or if you can't make it, we understand, regrets. Great ad. So if we can model that and take that thinking into our marketing, now we know what do we need to do. Find our target market, figure out a budget. Now, how do you figure out a budget? Well, it's not that hard, really. You've got to have an online presence. Let's just face it. The yellow pages are gone. They're now being replaced by Google. Google's yellow pages online. Very simply. It's almost like an encyclopedia, actually. It's the most incredible thing ever. And so what we know is what search terms or phrases are our competitors using. We know that. How much are they paying for clicks? We know that. So once we know what keywords and phrases our target market is using to find us, and we know how much our competitors are spending, now we can determine what words we should use, how much we should spend in order to have an online presence. You've got to be found. Okay, you got to show up. You got to be there when they search there. Okay, good. So this is a decision funnel, formerly known as a sales funnel. And so this is why I say marketing is the most important skill to have, and you've got to know what business you're in and who your customer is. And my classic example is Ray Kroc of McDonald's. What Ray Kroc knew is that his customers weren't the hamburger eaters, and his competition wasn't Whataburger, Wendy's, and Burger King. His customers were people who are looking for a business. They didn't like the job or business they were in. They were looking for an opportunity. So his customer was the franchisee, and his competition was every other opportunity they had to go start other businesses in other fields. It's really clear on this. So all he did was he bought this business from the McDonald's brothers. McDonald's brothers actually created McDonald's and created the systems and wrote them. Ray Kroc refined them and mass marketed it and built it into a huge empire. Granted, not taking anything away from Ray Kroc, but he didn't invent the systemized approach. He bought it because it was a systemized approach. Now, what business is McDonald's in? Of course, you know the answer. It's real estate. So they own prime corners all across the world. And the hamburgers are simply a product they use to pay for it. So what business are you in? Please say real estate. And what are you doing to pay for it? Please say whatever your business is. So that's the purpose of a business designed to solve a problem, add value, and buy your real estate for you. So question, are you writing ads or announcements? So it's like if you're a residential agent, I'll give you an example. You announce an open house, Sunday, 12 to 2. Address, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, shows like a model. No one ever says that, right? Must see, desperate, bring all offers, whatever. Then it has the address, right? That's an announcement. So you announce an open house, but you advertise yourself. You tell people what you do, how you do it, why you do it that way, and the benefit to them. Why? So they hire you. Now, how do people see realtors? Typically as a commodity. They all look the same. When you go to hire a lawyer, how do you hire one? Because on the surface, they all look and sound the same. When you go to a dentist, they all look and sound the same. Chiropractors look and sound the same. Doctors look and sound the same. If you look and sound the same, then you become a commodity. Once you become a commodity, you're subject to price pressure because the customers, believe it or not, they're doing their best to answer the questions for themselves. Why should I do business with you? If you don't give them the answer, they'll make one up. And the one they make up usually is, how much does it cost? And if you're a real estate agent, you hear it on a listing presentation. It sounds like this. Oh, great presentation. What's your fee? How much is your commission? Is it negotiable? Now, when they say that, you know right then your marketing has failed. When you get asked, When you get asked how much, it's because they're saying to you, I don't get it. I don't get you. I hear what you say. I see your pretty pictures and all your formulas and your marketing stats, blah, blah, blah. Same stuff the last three people showed us. But what are you actually going to do for me? And so you haven't answered that question because the market is getting you immediate feedback. And they ask you how much your commission is because we don't get what you're going to do. So tell us how much you're going to charge because we just defaulted to price. Okay. To keep from doing that, you've got to have unique marketing position, which I've told you over and over 40 million times. UMP, unique marketing position, not sales position. It's not this. It's a unique marketing position. It's a sentence. It's a phrase, a sentence, or a paragraph that elevates, separates, differentiates, and distinguishes you from all your competition, makes them irrelevant, keeps you from competing on price, and leads the prospect to a decision. I'm going to do business with you regardless of your commission or regardless of your price. It leads them to make a decision. I'm going to do business with you. And so we've got to position ourselves as unique. I think the way you do that is by educating people, telling them what you do, how you do it, why you do it that way, and most of all, the benefit to them. What's the benefit? Benefit, or as I've been saying for 40 years, sell the sizzle, not the steak. Okay, good. So here's our decision funnel. And here's your marketing formula. Attract, engage, educate, offer. The headline attracts. Got to have a headline. Practice writing headlines. It's just like public speaking. Fewer words are better. The more you talk, the less power you have. Shh. Stop talking. Stop writing. Get to the point. Headline. Headline will attract. Shorter is better. You've got to have a method in place to educate the prospects. You can't do it in 2 or 3 lines on a Google search page. There's not enough real estate there. What do you get? 90 characters over in 3 lines? So we've got to be able to build this educational system that educates our consumers as to why we're the obvious choice, why we're the expert in our field, what we're going to do to solve their problems or add value to them. So it starts with the headline. The headline is the ad for the ad, right? Like it tells you what you're about to be told. It's like public speaking. One of the first things that's taught in public speaking is tell them what you're going to tell them, then tell them what you told them. And I think it's good because repetition leads to memorization. You repeat things over and over, pretty soon it's ingrained. So great, we got it. Now, headline. Headline's the ad for the ad. Subheadline, they'll see the headline, it will, if it's written properly, it'll interrupt them or grab their attention. Once it does that, you have to keep it. Otherwise, they'll look away or they'll go away. So whether they're reading or watching or listening, whatever the medium is for your ad, you got to have good headline that pulls and then a subheadline that leads them to want to know more. So step 2 is engage. So first one is interrupt or attract. Either way, they're both the same thing. You interrupt them or you attract them, but they stop what they're doing and they go watch or listen or read. And then you have the subheadline, and the subheadline engages them. It's got to be engaging, makes them want to know more. It piques their curiosity. This is interesting. Let me go find out about this. Then you get into the body of the ad, which is educational. It positions you as the expert in your field. It tells them all the things to look for, things to look out for, what to do, how to do it, why you do it that way, why this is better than that, why you're better than this. And then there's only so much real estate there. So this is why they make landing websites with landing pages. So you create this landing page on your site and you drive them to that. So you interrupt them with the headline, you engage them with the subheadline, you get a little bit of a content, and then you have a call to action. Even wedding announcements have them. It's called RSVP. So you put a call to action there. If there's no call to action, it's not an ad, it's an announcement. We're holding this home open at this address on this day and this date at this time. Maybe we'll see you there. But if you're running an ad, get a call to action and drive them to a place or let them go to a place where they can take their time and browse and learn more about you. And you continue this educational process on your site. So you have a landing page. Your site, if you're in real estate, it should be two parts. One side for buyers, one side for sellers. If you're a seller, click here. If you're a buyer, click here. Click here to learn how we get you the most money in the shortest amount of time with the fewest problems. Click here to sell your home for top dollar. Click here if you're buying to pay the least amount. Whatever it is. But you want to grab their attention and then get them to make a decision and take an action. The action is engage and learn more about us. We're not interested in listing your house right now. We're not interested in selling you a house right now. What we're interested in is in telling you what we do, how we do it, why we do it that way, and most of all, the benefit to you. So if you do that, I think your close ratio will go up, your conversion ratio will go up, the number of clients you have will go up, and everything goes up because you're not trying to sell them stuff. You're doing your best to educate them about why they should hire you. Why should you choose me? So you've got this funnel, and at the top, starts here. You make them aware. So if you've got an online presence, great. If you don't and want one, let us know. If you want a consultation, you want us to walk you through this, help you get positioned, do some social media for you, get you a position, get you out there, get the world to see you, know you, introduce yourself to the world, and get a presence, let us know. Just email me after the event, after this session. info@buildmyrebusiness.com. We'll take a look at your business, see if we can help you. Awareness is number one. So this is the headline. And then anything you can do to make them aware of who you are and explain what you do. Just make them aware. So you usually search terms and phrases. They're going to go into Google, whatever search engine they use. There's plenty out there. You can use Firefox, Safari, Bing, DuckDuckGo, whatever you want to use. Have a great day. Doesn't matter. But you want to be found. You've got to be online. You've got to have an online presence. They've got a presence. They've got to be able to find you. And so it goes into the education, the awareness phase. And then in this phase, they're going to go to your site. Once they get to your site, you should have resources. You should have information. You should have blogs. You want a way for them to engage. So you want to have, what we do is we have a form and we give away a product. We give away this book. Excuse me, little dinosaur. That's from my grandson. There you go. Watch me. We give away a book, okay? We have this in a digital format. So our education counselors are really great. They do a fabulous job. They simply ask, would you like to get a book from our owners that the owners wrote called How to Get Rich in Real Estate and Have a Life? And this is an easy, low-risk, non-confrontational way to engage with prospects who are thinking about getting into real estate. They go, yeah, I'll take the book. I'll just email it to you. It's a PDF. Read it at your own time, at your leisure, your own pace. Oh, that'd be great. That's fine. Yeah, sure. Email it to me. So email it to them. Now, one of the most valuable things in your company is your database. So you want to build that database. You want to get in the habit of collecting emails. Stop handing out your business cards. They're not going to call you. Well, they might. I shouldn't say they won't because they might. But what about getting their business card? Now you're in control of this transaction, right? Now you know if you can, whether or not contact is made is now up to you. but you can do it now because you've got their card. So get them in your database and create these email campaigns and start telling people, start educating them. What do you do? How do you do it? Why do you do it that way? What's the benefit to them? You've got to have that benefit in there. You've got to sell the sizzle. Okay. So you make them aware. Blogs. You should be writing blogs. If you're not a good blog writer, they'll go, you know what? I'm never going to make it in this world because I can't write blogs. Look, there's plenty of information all over the internet. You understand that I don't know is a phrase you can't use anymore? Because everything you need's out there. All you got to do is get on the mouse if you're right-handed and click, click, click. You got all the information you need. So what's going on? What do people want to know? You have people you know people. That's your database. Get the email, right? If you're struggling right now, okay, here's how you get started. Go make a list of everyone you know. Everyone you know. Everyone. Don't censor the list. Just put them all in the bucket and get all their email addresses. And if you don't have their email addresses, call them and ask for it. I'm going to be sending you information periodically. Is this okay with you? Is it okay if I make you part of my database and email you my newsletters and helpful information about real estate? If they go, no, I don't know anything about I don't want to know anything about any real estate ever. No, fine. Be glad they told you no, because you don't want to talk to them either. But most people go, yeah, sure, why not? They can always delete them, right? So it's a low risk way to engage people. Get all those emails and then start emailing them periodically. But your emails need to be valuable, educational. And pretty soon they're going to be anticipating. They're going, wow, I haven't seen an email in a while. And they'll be looking for them. And so go find material about real estate. There's information, the internet is full of it. Do not take copyrighted material off the internet and curate it and call it your own. That's copyright infringement. Don't steal people's work. Don't steal anything. But it makes me crazy when I say curated. What curated was stolen? Come on. So you'll see me every now and then. I'll quote somebody I've learned something from. I have a really good habit of giving credit. You'll see me read Bucky, I'd credit Bucky. I traveled with Robert Kiyosaki for several. I'd credit him when I use other people's information. I give them credit for doing that, saying that, writing that. I don't claim it as my own. So please don't do that. But there's plenty of information out there that's not copyrighted that you can curate. You become a curator. I told my marketing person, I go, stop using curate. We don't curate, we create. We create stuff. We build. We don't curate. So there's a difference. But if you want to go curate, curate. Have a great day. I don't care. But go get this information and put it on your site. The best thing you can have is a content rich site. What do sellers want to know? How do I sell my house for top dollar? That's what they want to know, don't they? Of course. What do buyers want to know? How do I buy this house for the least amount? That's why they play all those games with you in the listing presentation and when you're showing them houses. How long has it been on the market? Why do they want to know that? Why would a buyer ask you how long the house has been on the market? You and I both know why they asked you that, because there's a perception that the longer it sits, the less it's worth. And everybody knows that. Now, why would they ask you that? Because they like it and they want to pay less. Well, there you go. So when you're talking to your sellers and they say, well, we're not in a hurry. Well, there's your response. As your representative, I'm going to recommend that you never get in a hurry, especially when you're selling real estate. But I'll just tell you something. Let me ask you a question. When you bought this house, did you ask the question, Rob? Were you represented by a real estate agent? Yeah, I was. Did you ask them how long it had been on the market? Once you walked inside and saw it and decided you liked it and would consider living here, did you ask them how long it had been on the market? And they did. Chances are good they did. Chances are really good they did, because most people do. I love this place. Can we pay less? wonder if desperate. Well, I don't know. They might be. How long's it been on the market? So you say to your seller, I know why you asked that question, and you know why you asked it too, because you know the longer it sits, the perception is something is wrong with it and you can offer less. Do you want to be in that position? Of course not. So no, we don't want to be in a hurry, but we don't want to sit here and let it get shop worn either, right? Right, because it comes to a point where diminishing returns, it's a real thing. So my job as your professional representative is to position your property in the marketplace to get the most money without sitting here month after month after month because we're overpriced to allow for negotiation, because that doesn't work. Homes that are priced at market sell faster and for more money than homes that are overpriced to allow for negotiation. But that's a fact. And then you prove it. Statistical data from multiple listing service. How long were they on the market? How much were they listed for? How much did they sell for? You will clearly see this data. It proves what I just said. This makes you credible. This makes you the expert. This makes you believable. Now you've educated them. Now you got a client for life. All you got to do now is take great care of them. So to me, this is why educating people is the most important thing we can do. Stop looking for money. It's a byproduct and tells you how well you're doing your job and how valuable you are to other people. So we want to make them aware. How do we make them aware? We give them content, data, content, data, content, data. We don't keep talking and telling them. We just put it on the site and let them go consume it at their own time and their own pace. So if you got these marketing statistics, interest rates are a fairly important topic today. Well, watch CNBC and watch the experts. I'm pointing over there because my TV's right there and I have it on all day, every day, watching it while I'm up here working, because I want to know what's happening in the marketplace. What's the Fed doing? What are the politicians doing? What are the lawmakers doing? What bills are they passing? What are our lobbyists doing? What's NAR doing? What's TAR doing? What's the local board doing? What is the market doing? What are sellers doing? What are buyers doing? I want to look at this so I can see patterns and trends and know what I'm going to do next. How do I position myself in the market as it changes? Like sand shifting below our feet. Well, what's the next step in this fluid market, and how do we best become valuable and represent our clients? That's why I keep studying information so I can figure out what the next pattern or trend is and get there before the crowd. So to me, it's all about awareness. Taking in massive amounts of data, sorting through it, and discovering what is relevant, what's irrelevant. So I don't watch most of your cable news programs. It's just too much drama for me. I'm not interested in it. I've got enough. Believe me, I don't need to be attracted to that stuff. I just want the facts. I read the Wall Street Journal, I read Forbes, I read business articles, watch business shows, because my love is business. I love business. I love investing. I love making money. I love making money for other people. And I just love educating people and telling them things that I learned along the way. This is part of it. It's being aware. So we've got to get people aware, bring them from this unconscious to this conscious state, data, information, how to sell for the most money and make the fewest concessions, how to buy for the least amount of money and get the most concessions from the seller. That's your job if you're a real estate agent, if you're in residential. So we do all this and we get into this awareness phase. Then, if we do this properly, they'll start to consider us. Maybe this person knows what they're doing. Maybe this person sounds like they know what they're talking about. This is a really good article. 99 ways to sell your home for top dollar in 30 days or less. That's a great article. I didn't know you're supposed to do all this to your house. What? Holy mackerel. What's a petunia factor? I never heard of this before. This person's really good. We should talk to them. So you lead them, you just build this road and they walk down it. And you lead them to this obvious decision: I'm going to hire you. Okay. And then if you look at, when you see, if you go watch the video I recommended, Two Sides to a Business, what you'll see is that it's they're going to read or become aware of you. Then they're going to make a decision. They're going to take an action, which is, I'm going to do business with you. Then they're going to make another decision. And the next decision they're going to make is either, I wish I hadn't done business with you. I wish I wasn't doing business with you. I wish I could get out of this relationship with you because I don't like what you say or do because you misrepresented all that stuff in your articles. You wrote all that cool stuff, but you don't actually do it. I want out. Or they're going to say, wow, you guys rock. This is awesome. I'm coming back. I'm bringing people with me, and I'm telling everyone I know about you. And so your inside systems have to match your outside perception. So when you do all this marketing and you keep educating people as to what you do, how you do it, why you do it that way, the benefit to them, then they engage with you, you deliver this product or this service, and then you actually do what you said you would do. You kept your agreement, you kept your promise, you did what you said. They go, wow, this is unusual. This is great. How many times in the past month have you walked out of a store or a restaurant and been wowed? It's rare, right? Like you kind of, sometimes you get what you paid for. Sometimes you don't. Very seldom am I wowed. It's very seldom I get up from a restaurant and go, wow, that was incredible. That was really good. That price was great. And the service over the top, seldom. So you're going to stick out. You're going to be noticed. They're going to become aware once they experience what you do. And so your inside systems have to match your outside perception. So they go through this process, they become aware, they look at your information and consider it, and then they make the decision. I'm going to do business with you. And then they do. So once they do, and this is how we do it. They call or engage online. When you go to the site, you'll see the book and you'll see the form you can fill out to get this in PDF. We know who filled it out. We have their name, phone number, and email address. If they call us, we offer it over the phone. Then we send it to them. Follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. Follow up is the key. Follow up, follow up, follow up, or don't do it at all. If you're not going to follow up, don't do any of this. Don't do it. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your money if you're not going to follow up. And I'll tell you why I say that. How many of you have had this experience? Have you ever gone to the mailbox? Of course you have. And gotten a bunch of junk mail? Of course you have. And sorted it over your trash can? Of course you do. Because that's what everybody does. Everyone I know does this. Holy mackerel, look at all this. Maybe there's something in here that I could use. So you go home. You go into the kitchen, right? Pull out the cabinet. Get them. There's your trash can. And you sort the mail. How many of you looked at something and went, that's interesting. Oh, wait. Interesting, but no way. And you throw it away. And a week or two later, you wish you had it. Have you ever had that? Raise your hand if you did that. Okay, great. So you know what I'm talking about. Now, here's what happens. We have this freeze, right? We're in Central Texas, obviously, or maybe not, but now you know. We're in Lakeway out west of Austin, Texas, on the South Shore of Lake Travis. Freeze came through. Freeze was devastating. It was devastating because all the trees were soaking wet with rain. Then it all froze. I don't know if you've ever tried to pick up a branch that was frozen. Holy mackerel, they're like 10 times the weight. I know because a bunch of them fell down in my driveway. And I decided I was going to go ahead and drive up to, it's on a slope because there's nothing flat in Austin, Texas. Lakeway, there's no flat land. The only part that's flat is the parts that we bulldozed. So I was up the driveway, right? And all these trees were laying there from the neighbor's trees that broke and they fell over. I thought, I'll just drag them out of the way. What's so hard? Well, what's so hard is they're really, really heavy when they get full of frozen ice. I thought, holy moly, this thing is heavy. And that's not like I'm some little scrawny little kid. And I mean, I could pick stuff up, but this one, wow. Anyway, I called my landscaper and he brought a bunch of guys over here and they cut them into little pieces, which I thought was smart. and drag them off. But it killed some trees. So I got a tree guy come out. Tree guy comes out. Okay, this one's got to go. That one's got to go. Got to cut the top out of this one, trim. Then we walk the property and just showing him all these trees that have issues. Clean this stuff up. Emails me a quote. Never hear from him. I never hear from him. I've yet to hear from him. I'm walking my property. I'm going, I really need to get rid of these trees. I guess I have to find somebody else. So our staff are really good at follow up. So they send them the book, nice, easy, low risk way to get an email. Then we call them. Did you receive the book? They'll re-email them. We contact them. Did you receive the book? Yeah. Did you read chapter 1? Not yet. Read chapter 1. Whatever you do, read chapter 1, because you don't want to end up like Jana. And what we do is make sure that you don't end up like Jana. So if you want to end up like Jana, don't read that book. But if you don't want to end up like Jana, read the book. Start with chapter 1. I'm going to call you back in a couple of days. Is that okay? It's okay if I check in on you? Yeah, it's okay, I guess. Okay, fine. And then we follow up with them. Did you read the book? I've read that chapter. Okay, what do you think? I think I don't want to be like Jana. Okay, good. So do you have a marketing plan? Do you have a UMP? Do you have this? Do you have that? Do you have a schedule? Do you know what to do? Do you know how to do it? Do you know when to do it? Do you know what to do next? Well, I'm still taking my courses. Okay, when you get your license, do you know how to use it? What do you mean? And we just keep educating. Well, did you know your license guarantees you nothing? What? I follow these classes. I don't mean, well, they got to get licensed. But there's nothing about listing or selling or marketing in the pre-licensing courses. We're going to teach you how to use your license once you get it. So first of all, we guarantee you're going to pass. Here's how you study. Here's how you prepare. Here's how you pass your state exam. Once you do that, your license will arrive in the mail. When it arrives in the mail that day and you get it, you're going to be really, really happy. But what are you going to do next? How will you find people who are thinking about buying or selling a home? And what will you say to them when you find them? How are you going to do that? I mean, you're going to burn through your family and friends in about a month. But after that, what are you going to do? How are you going to position yourself in the marketplace as the obvious choice? Do you have a marketing campaign? Do you have a unique marketing position? Do you have blogs and emails and newsletters and a website? What? So calm down, Tarzan. What? It's hilarious. I see. I told you, it's not a job. It's not a career. It's a business. What? It's a business. You got to treat it like a business and run it like a business, or you're out of business. What does that mean? It means 80% of the people fail because they don't treat it like a business. Look, it's a real estate business school. We're going to teach you the business of real estate. Don't worry. We know what to do. We know how to do it. We're going to walk you through it. You're in the mentoring program, right? Mentoring, yeah, it's free with your courses. What? Mentoring, yeah, it's 33 hours of mentoring included in your pre-licensing package. It's at the end. We'll walk you through this. No problem. You're going to be great. As long as you're committed and coachable, you'll be fine. That's all I got to have. That's all. Okay, good. So we educate, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. That's what this is designed to do. So you want to have a site that's content rich, tells them what to look for, what to look out for, how to position yourself as the expert in the field. I'm pretty sure that's it. Any questions? I can't see you, but if you have questions, email them to me. I'd love to hear from you. Just email them to info@buildmyrebusiness.com, buildmyrealestatebusiness.com. Only we made it really, really long, so info@buildmyrebusiness.com. I just want to make sure I covered everything. Give me just a second. I think that's what I wanted to tell you. Please, oh yeah, here's something I was nagging on me. Please remember this. We're not salespeople, we're educators. And everybody's got different time horizons. So the people that are really make a decision now will make a decision now. And the people that have different time frames are going to make decisions later. So that's why I think it's important to have an email campaign that goes out periodically, once a month at least. I think 12 a year is enough. And put in there things that people want to know. Do a survey of everyone you know. Is it okay if I send you a newsletter? Um, if I did, what would you want to have in it for me, for you to read it, for it to interest you? And then rather than make them do all the work, just give them some options. Would you want to know about mortgage or interest rates? Would you want to know about fixer uppers? Would you know about how to acquire below market distressed properties? Would you want to know about how to find your ideal dream home before the market does? Would you want to know how to finance it with a minimum amount down? Would you want to know about loan programs? Do you need a good loan officer? Do you want me to introduce you and get you pre-approved so when you do decide to buy, you'll be ready? Do you know a good lender? Do you know a good contractor? Do you want to know about maintaining your current home? Do you want to know, have you changed your air filters this month? You know, you need to buy the cheap ones, do it every 30 days. That's what the AC experts recommend. Do you know about this? Do you want to know about maintenance? Do you want to know how to lower your taxes? Are you aware of the new tax bills have passed the Texas Senate and are about to become law or have become law, and how they're going to affect you? Are you aware of the new homestead exemptions? Have you filed your, I mean, from it go on and on and on. So there's plenty of data. Do you want to know about all this? Check, 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 check. Yes, 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 yes. Great, great, great. Put it in your newsletter and send it to them. Curate it. It's out there. And they're all different. They've all got different time horizons. And ask them for the business. If you know anyone who's thinking about buying or selling, remember that if you're considering selling, my expertise is getting you top dollar for the property while making the fewest concessions to the buyer. On the flip side, if you're considering buying, I make sure you pay the least amount of money, no matter what the market's doing, and get the most concessions from the seller. That's our strength. That's how we represent you. We look forward to doing so. I hope it's okay if we stay in touch. Thank you for your time. That's it. And stay in touch, stay in touch, stay in touch, stay in touch. So when they do what you did, which was, man, I wish I had that envelope. I wish I had that postcard. I wish I had that letter. I wish that tree guy would call me back. Then there you are. As soon as they decide, there you are, top of the mind. To me, that's the purpose of marketing. Education. You don't have to ask them to buy anything. When they get ready, if you've done all this, they'll know who to call. They'll email you, they'll call you. Hear me now, believe me later. It's going to happen. Thank you. I appreciate your time today. This has been Wednesday, still is Wednesday. I'm still Wayne. I'm still grateful. I'm still thankful. Thanks for showing up. Thank you for your time. I hope you found your time well spent. And I'll see you next Wednesday. Go tell everyone you know. See you then. Thanks for showing up.